Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Pwny Montana, and in this video, I'm gonna take my headset off for this one. We are gonna be going over how to become a pro Madden player. Now, I'm not gonna, obviously, we can't go over any playbooks, anything crazy like that, or any meta stuff. This is gonna be advice on those of you guys that are trying to make that break over to becoming a pro Madden player, a competitive player, if you will, because those words get thrown around very, very loosely, and the definition changes every other day on becoming a pro Madden player. Some people think that you need to be signed. Some people think that, you know, that you just need to make a certain amount of money. Some people just play money games and consider themselves a pro Madden player. But there's a lot of things that people, regardless of the point, these tips that I'm gonna drop for you guys today is gonna make you guys a better player in general. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below on any tips that you guys might have that I miss. Make sure you guys are staying till the end of the video to see all the little pieces of advice that I do have on becoming a pro Madden player. Now, I'm somebody who I feel like I'm pretty respected when it comes to being a competitive player or a pro. On top of that, I'm also a content creator, so it definitely helps me in regards to like finding people. But tip number one, when it comes to becoming a pro Madden player, yes, this might be the simplest thing to do, but this is actually a big one. There have been multiple people that have tried to compete and they haven't signed up for Madden rewards. Now, I'm talking strictly just the Madden tournaments, like the pro Madden tournaments, anything that has to do with the MCS. You have to be signed up for Madden rewards. If you're not signed up for Madden rewards, you are ineligible to play. This is something that you need to have, or else they can't email you about the information that goes into playing in whatever tournaments that it is. You sign up for Madden rewards, then you wait for them to drop the actual MCS info, and then boom, you are already set to play by signing up with Madden rewards. Obviously, if there's like a sign up sheet for, like, I think they ran a tournament on like Battlefy, which is a site for tournaments. This is how you initiate becoming a pro, is you sign up for Madden rewards. And I know it's a very silly thing to say. It's a very silly thing to just put out there, but there have been people who have grinded the qualifying modes only to find out in the end, even if they were ranked at a decent place, that they weren't signed up for Madden rewards, so they were not allowed to play. So all that grinding went for naught. That's a lot of wasted time. Don't waste your time. Make sure you guys are signed up for Madden rewards. Number two on this list, practice mode. We talking about practice? Yes. There is nothing better that you guys can do to become better at the game than learn about the game. Learn the ins and outs. Go buy an ebook. The practice mode is one of the best tools that they could have ever put in the game to help us out in regards to becoming better, learning ins and outs, learning blitzes. How do you think I provide people with blitzes and ebooks and stuff like that? If you run a blitz on me, I don't sit there and ask that person for that blitz. I hop into practice mode. I hop into that formation. I see if I can find a way to figure out that blitz myself. And all of a sudden, I can figure out a way to find blitzes in other formations with the same structure, with the same template that I just used finding a blitz that someone just used on me. There's so many things that you could do with practice mode. Find coverage beaters, 1, 2, 3, 4, cover 4 quarters, all that stuff. Practice mode is one of your best friends because it's one of the things that you can use without the need of anybody else. You don't need anybody else to hop in practice mode and sit there and work on your craft. This is where you work on your craft. The longer you're in practice mode, the more you will learn about the game. Obviously, you have to take what you learn in practice and bring it into the head-to-head realm, but practice is where it starts. Practice will make you play better. Obviously, it also all depends on how strong of a mental you have once you're practicing. If you're practicing like you want to be a pro player, you're going to end up finding certain things that are going to help you guys out in games that are going to be extremely glitchy, and you're going to become better by being in practice mode better. I promise you, that is not I'm not fibbing. I am in practice mode more than I should be, simply because I like to bring content to you guys for tips and tricks, and just so we can grow and become better together. Number 3 on this list. Now, I mentioned practice mode is one thing that you could do solo, but number 3 on this list is find a crew to play and lab with. This is one of the most important things. Every champion you see that you have seen raise that belt, raise the Lombardi trophy, raise the NBA trophy, raise any Stanley Cup, it doesn't matter. Any team has a group of guys around them, or girls. I don't know who some people lab with, but every crew, every person that has won has had a group of people around them to bounce ideas off of, to hop in a head-to-head game and practice against each other. I believe when Joke won, and I know Joke gets a lot of flack for, he won with a punter at quarterback. Joke found a way to make handoffs faster. That's just something that a pro player will do. And I know some people are going to find it, that's just cheesy and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know the effort and the time that it took for Joke to actually find specific runs that work on most of the meta formations. And one of the reasons he was able to find that is because he had lab partners. I believe it was Tony and VY, two great Madden players, to sit there and help him and run the same defense over and over. I believe he said it took about an hour for them to run the same defense over and over again, until they found every single run that he can run to dominate the game. That is dedication to your craft, and that is having a crew that backs you up on that. Even though they were out of the tournament, they still helped him out to the point where he was able to win a championship. Shout out to Joke. Stop giving him so much flack on that, because he found a way to win, and he found a way to win in a way that a lot of other people were trying to do. Instead, he gets called out for being a cheeser and this and that. He is up here, and he had a crew that's up there with him. Now, another little thing to touch on with the crew thing. Don't go to the tippity top and try to find a crew with Young Dreeny, Kiv, Pavin, Joke. Like these guys are already established as pro players. What you need to do is find people that are at your level or a little bit above, or just find a way to make some type of connections and then link up with those people so that you guys have some like-minded people to actually lab with. You're not going to end up labbing with the tippity top, the cream of the crop. That is not what's going to happen. A lot of those guys are probably going to ignore you, to be honest with you. Why? Because they already have their crews that they're probably already labbing with, already coming up with certain stuff, creating their websites so they could drop some ebooks, so they could drop a lot of tips and stuff like that. You guys have to find people that are within your range. Know your range, know your limit. And then you got to ask around with people that might want to link up, and you got to link up with people who have the same mindset as you do, that they want to win, that they want to be better, that they want to become champions, that they want to become pro players. You know what I mean? Because if you got people that are just casually playing, they're not going to help you guys out. They're going to sit there and they're more so going to bring you down, because when they get in the game, they're not going to play hard. They're not going to care. They're going to be like, this is just a practice game. Again, brings us back up to that practice mode. This is just a practice game. No, it's not just a practice game. You guys want to lab. You guys want to lab hard. Beat the crap out of each other. Honestly, try to beat the crap out of each other. And if one is blowing the other one out, that's when you got to start leveling up where you're at. See the people that are getting high ratings in Weekend League. Write them a message. You never know. You never know until you reach your hand out and see who bites. Obviously, in my opinion, if you're reaching out to like the tippity top, most of them aren't going to say anything. They're not going to respond. They're not going to say anything. So find people who are within your realm to find a crew so that you guys can lab and play with some people that are actually pretty decent. Because playing head to head, you're not going to be able to practice anything you practice in practice mode unless you have someone who's willing to sit there and take the reps with you. All right? Whew, a lot of talking, but there's a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to be prepared, because it's going to be a fun year. We're going to be optimistic this year. It's going to be a fun year. We're going to go crazy. and I'm gonna find a way to help a lot of people. Next, pick a playbook, get comfortable, and perfect it. Young Kiv, probably my favorite. Kiv and Joke are probably two of my favorite competitive players. Like I said, Joke practiced the same kind of runs for an hour, like, and 2 hours straight, or some crazy stuff like that. Like 2 hours straight running the same exact run. Young Kiv, bunch. Everybody knows Young Kiv is a bunch runner. Kiv, Clef, Skimbo, they're bunch guys. They love bunch. They've perfected bunch. Wesley, Henry, they all excel in that formation because they've perfected it. And that's actually why I kind of left this this little quote up here. It's by Bruce Lee. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Words from the from the legend Bruce Lee. That's something that you guys could take. That's a concept you guys could take and bring that into Madden with you to become better. Okay? Now, I'm not saying run stretch every single play, but learn different ways to run stretch. That's your way of throwing a kick, throwing your kick and practicing how to make it stronger, how to make it better. Okay? That's something that people do. You got D Croft, who runs probably the best U-trips in the nation. You got myself, who everybody looks for to run Jumbo. I'm Jumbo Jesus in here, bro. And that's something that I got comfortable with. I remember a couple years ago, I ran 4-6 bear under cover 3. I believe it was like 40,000 times. But it was my defense and I got comfortable with it. Get comfortable in what you run, perfect it. And once you feel like you've perfected something, that's when you should move on to something else. And if you're hopping in any of the 40 different playbooks that are in Madden, you're not going to be able to perfect any of them. So hop in a formation, learn that formation, perfect that formation. Then we move on to the next. Best advice that I can give anybody is right there. Pick a playbook, get comfortable, and perfect it. Next, last but not least, I honestly don't even remember what this tip was, but this is probably the best one right here. Develop a next play mentality. What I mean by this is there's so many people that get caught up in the fluky stuff that happens in Madden. Let's be honest, and people like to go back years back and go, Madden this was better than this one. Madden this was better than this one. I'm going to be real. All the Maddens, there's the one problem with every single Madden is the fact that there is so much fluke involved in Madden. Nonstop fluke, whether it's overthrows, whether it's being agged, whether it's whatever the case may be. The game doesn't stop until the clock strikes 0. If you're down 40 points and you have 0 timeouts and there's 3 minutes left in the game, I'm sorry, but the game is cooked, okay? But one thing that a lot of us tend to do is get frustrated with Madden, and then we hold on to a play for the next 3 quarters. You can't go backwards. Whatever fluke just happened, you got to brush it off. And you know, one person that I feel does this the best is Young Dreeny. Young Dreeny gets some weird fluke will happen, and that kid just brushes it off like it's like nothing just happened. Like it's just, all right, well, let's just pretend like this, like I just threw a bad pass. Let's just keep it pushing. You drop an interception, you overthrow, you let off a bomb coverage, you fumble, you do this, you do that. Next play mentality. Go to the next play. People hold on to that fluky play for the entire game. You could start winning the game, and then you'll sit there in your head. You're telling yourself, man, but if I didn't fumble in the first quarter on the kickoff, I probably would have won by 2 scores. Who cares? Move on to the next play. Don't think about the play that just happened. That's not going to help you. Don't think about the fluke that just happened, excuse me, because obviously we go on and we think about everything that happened in the game to kind of base off what the other person's going to do, obviously, for the next play, if they're running, if they're passing, if what play they're running. But the fluky stuff, next play mentality. You fumble, next play. It doesn't matter who recovered the ball. Run the next play like it's the next play. You still got a game to win. What are you worrying about the fumble that just happened? What are you worrying about the dropped interception? Are you gonna call up Matt Marcoux during the tournament and go, yo, Marcoux, I dropped an interception. Can we run that back real quick? No, it's not gonna work. Next play, keep it pushing, keep your mental in the game instead of just completely taking yourself out of the game, because that's what we all do. I'm a victim of this as well. Some fluke happens, I get mad, and I'll sit there and I'll just hold on to it, especially if I know that I'm playing like a good player. If I'm playing a good player, obviously you want everything to be neck and neck and as competitive as possible. So when a fluky play happens, you get frustrated and you hold on to it, because it's like, man, I would have beat young Kev if I didn't fumble 8 quarters ago. Who cares? Next play, keep it pushing, keep it moving. Whatever happens, happen. But if you hold on to that, if you hold on to what happened in the past, you're not gonna be able to succeed in the present. My boy Master Oogway, Kung Fu Panda, he said it the best. Yesterday is history. Last play is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Thousand-year-old turtle said that. You know what I mean? And those are wise words to live by. Next play mentality, become better at the game. Hopefully these tips help you guys out, because I will be dropping a lot of tips this year, a lot of tips. So hopefully you guys are able to rock with them. If you stayed the entire video, thank you. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of mental stuff that goes on with being a pro Madden player. If I missed anything that could help you guys out, please leave it down in the comment section below, and I would love to go over it myself, because we're all trying to get better every single day. If you're not trying to be better than you were yesterday, what are you doing with yourself? All right? Get better. That's what we're here for. My name is Pwny Montana. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. As always, 2 fingers, you guys. Deuces. Peace out. And I will see you in the next one.